Hey guys, how's it going? I kind of just want to talk a little bit about how I've been dealing with anxiety over the last 6 months. This isn't like a mental health channel. This is a channel about storytelling, writing, and things like that. But I also want to talk about how unproductive I've been as a result of this anxiety. Because it's really difficult to sit down and write a screenplay. It's already difficult enough to write a screenplay, and focusing on that and staring at an empty page and trying to write, you know, whatever it is that you're writing and actually crank out pages. But it's way worse when you're dealing with constant worry, constant anxiety and things like that. And it's really pulling you away from the work. I actually realized there was a project that I was writing and I haven't written. It took me like 3 months, and all I've written to it is like an extra 5 pages, which is crazy, right? Because I was moving a lot faster previous to that. So it's just like, man, like now I'm realizing how much time this takes out of my day, like how much it really affects me. And another thing it does is that you're so busy worrying. Like one day, say a Tuesday, you'll be worried so much on Tuesday that come Wednesday, your brain will be exhausted because of all the constant worrying and all the activity of the previous day. I'll have like a foggy brain where I can't focus on anything. I can't even really formulate a full thought. My eyes, my vision will be like blurrier, and I'll feel like I'm looking out of a window. I mean, it's really bad, and it's been on and on and on. And it started for me in like September, and ever since then I've just been like, okay, like just fighting with it, like what is it, and hopefully it'll blow over. I've had all these different fears because it's a health anxiety that I've been dealing with. I've been just worried that I had a heart problem, and then I was worried that I had a brain tumor, and now today I've been just really worried that I have Alzheimer's or some early onset Alzheimer's. I'm 27 years old, but I just have this fear, this constant fear that like I'm dying or something. I have some illness or some disease that is debilitating me in some kind of way. And it's just been for like 6 months of that, just constant, and it's just been really bad. So, trying to obviously produce more videos for you guys and give you guys updates and things like that. But that's been one thing that's been really kind of slowing me down. But on top of that, I did want to talk about that a little bit because it's very interesting what you learn about like the human brain in the process of kind of struggling with this. Because I woke up, what was that? That was a few days ago, like maybe like the 25th, 24th. Yeah, I woke up in the middle of the night with just like a panic attack, like, oh my God, I think I just overdosed because I took like NyQuil because I was fighting off a cold or something. And I took a NyQuil and I think, oh my God, I overdosed. My heart was racing and I had to like get up and just sort of like pace around the room for a little bit and, just kind of breathe and get myself together, drink cold water. And I kind of thought about that from like a story element. Like if I were to make a movie about my last 6 months, how would I write that screenplay? Because most of it's mental, right? That's the thing about having anxiety. It's not just worrying. It's not just being worried that did I leave the stove on. It's not really that. I mean, that's part of it. But the big thing is that it's sensations, it's feelings, it's strong physical feelings that your brain plays tricks on you. It's constantly sending you this narrative that there's something wrong. When I watch like shows like BoJack the Horseman, which I think is one of the best written shows to exemplify like mental health and things like that. That show does a great job of showing these characters' mental issues without doing the doing the hallucination kind of thing as much. Because most movies that touch on mental health, there's a lot of hallucinations and interesting cinematography where like they will have these interesting transitions and things like that, and those are great. But I think but it may not appear that way to someone who is actually going through it. It's just a lot of sensations. And the thing about a sensation is that it's a feeling. It's a strong, gut-wrenching feeling. And if there's no logic to back it up, it's very difficult to remember it or even harness it as something that actually really happened. So you're it's a really weird thing. It's like this, a lot of my days have just been kind of blending together in a lot of ways, and just like I had to actually start documenting it. Like, okay, today I'm feeling this in my left foot, and I think this is, and I'm feeling some tingling in my right hand, and then like days and days and days, and then they'd be like, certain fears and concerns that are gonna go away and get passed off into something else. Like when it first got started, it was like a heart concern, and then it passed off into maybe a actually no, more of a lung concern, that maybe I have a lung issue, and then it passed off into more of a brain problem, and then, you know, like a brain tumor or brain cancer, and then I thought I had a throat cancer at a point, and it was just this constant like passing off. But the thing is, you don't really remember that, like, oh, last week I was worried that was my heart. Now this week I'm worried that it's whatever, because it's sensations that are just taking control over everything. So it's interesting, and I kind of think about it now. Like, if I want to make a movie about this, how would I visually communicate how I'm feeling to an audience without doing hallucinations and things like that? And it's a very difficult thing to do. I think a great show is BoJack the Horseman, which does a great job of showing off what characters are about, what their problems are, and their relationships and their chemistries and things like that, without touching too much on like weird trippy effects to show that there's a drug problem or a mental issue or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I ever would make a movie about my last 6 months or anything like that, but it's been really hard, and it's also difficult for me to be productive and focus on any one thing. And just even getting me together here to put my camera in front of me and do this was just a task in and of itself. So it's just, I wanted to just kind of give you guys an update. I want to get back on more videos. Hopefully this will blow over. I don't know how anxiety really fully works, but I've always had anxiety throughout my life. But I think now it's this has definitely been 6 months where it's been a day-to-day experience, and something that I'm constantly trying to fight with and learn and study and learn the ropes of it. When I Google it, which you really shouldn't do, you shouldn't really Google a lot of research, but when I Google it, they say it's roughly like 6 months. I was kind of under the impression that when the season changed and it went into fall and the season got colder and it got cloudier, that would affect my mood. So I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe when it warms up and we get that spring weather, this is gonna get better. Because the thing is, for me, it just feels like, man, I think if I were to make a movie about the last 6 months of my life, it would be like, definitely the theme would be, I don't know if I'm dying and I don't know if I'm healthy, but I would appreciate if I didn't worry about it every second of the day. Because I constantly worry, and in my mind, it's like telling stories. I'm constantly telling all these stories about how shitty my life would be if this concern was real, right? Like, if I have this brain tumor or something, man, how bad is that to tell my family? Or, oh man, what is it gonna be like for this? And oh man, I really wanted to do this when I was older, and now I won't be able to. It's this constant fear, and it keeps selling itself to you. So yeah, it's been pretty difficult. This is the quick little update. I really want to get back onto all the videos that I was telling you guys I was gonna produce. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. And hopefully things will be a little bit better. See you then.